Good evening, friends. It's Steve with Real Progressives. I am so sick and tired of hearing about Russia. I can't even put words to it. I am completely and utterly over it. It's like anytime someone breaks a law or does something shady, doesn't make it a national issue, right? The reason why, quote unquote, the Russians are such a big deal right now, let's be fair. It's not because Bernie Sanders got screwed in the primary. It's not because the Green Party didn't make it onto the debate stage across the country. It's because Hillary Clinton lost to Donald Trump. That's it. Anything else you say beyond that is a lie. It's just a lie. This is cover by the Democratic Party and, quite frankly, the people that support the Democratic Party in various places throughout government, doing a dog and pony show. Okay? Now, the next piece to this, and it's a little bit more insidious, ever since this Russian thing occurred, okay, they've been attacking social media. Like, all of a sudden, the social media magnets out there have to suddenly tighten down on alternative news because, after all, we're all in bed with the Russians, right? So what they've done is they've once again used this thing here, this thing that's easy to latch on to, and they've used it to once again take away the ability of activists and the citizens as a whole to organize, to spread the word, to share information on a peer level. And they are trying once again to force us to places that have a very, very perverse narrative, a very, very skewed narrative meant to keep us in check, in line, whatever. The Washington Post wrote an article the other day talking about how these Russian outlets, talking about RT and stuff like that, they're Putin's little babies, right? And they tried to make it out to be that these guys cover the news that's very different from MSNBC, CNN, and so forth. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, no shit. It's not pro-corporate establishment Democrat, third way neoliberal Democrat bullshit. So yeah, you're right. It's not. It doesn't cover it quite the same way. Just like we don't cover economics the same way, just like we don't cover any of the issues the same way. So Facebook, what they did was they came through pages like ours and really all of the pages and political outlets and so forth. And they basically put the kibosh on it. So people were automatically reverted to just seeing highlights at best of pages that they subscribe to. So you have a choice of just seeing highlights or seeing up to 5 posts a day from your favorite pages. Now, for us, we saw our numbers go from here like down like this. Instantaneous sapping of our reach. Instantaneously sapped our reach, sapped our ability to get our message out. And so, it's fine and well to say, let's go to Minds. It's fine and well to say, now let's go to MeWe. But have you ever been to Minds or MeWe? It's bad. I mean, we're talking about some really, really lame platforms. And it's not just because the people aren't there and they're not there. It really comes down to the interfaces suck. They're clunky. They're hard to manage. They're hard to navigate. Once you get there, you wonder, why am I even here? I mean, I've tried, and I will probably keep doing it. But you look at all these other alternative ones, and they're just not all that. And the goal for doing this is not just to pat ourselves on the back and say, look at us, we're doing live streams, we're doing. The point of this is to reach as many people as possible with a message that we feel is extremely important. Okay? So everybody that follows our page to a fault, they literally got cut down to seeing highlights. So if you're watching this live stream and you like Real Progressives and you're wondering why the hell that might be, go to the page, check notifications, and make sure you hit it up to see it first. It's really pathetic because see it first now means that you'll get at most max 5 posts a day from us. And, you know, we try to have our team aggregate, look through good content, and then schedule it. And, you know, we're trying our best because we don't really want to aggregate content. We really don't want to share other people's content necessarily because we have writers of our own and we'd like to highlight the work that we've done and highlight our videos and highlight the information because we're not just your standard current events type place. You know, we're really here to make a difference and we're really here to make some change happen. So when you have a tool like Facebook and you've invested an incredible amount of money in being able to have the software and the subscriptions and stuff like that to be able to pull off the things we try to do at Real Progressives, and then Facebook decides they're going to take a massive dump on you, that's a huge problem. Now, I don't know how much of the blame goes to Zuckerberg and his gang or how much of it goes to Mueller and the corporate centrist Dems. Excuse my yawning, but this is pretty late for me out here on the East Coast. But you look at this, and whatever the reason is, the end result is what I'm more concerned about. And what that comes down to is it hurts you and I. It hurts our ability to create the kind of movement that we had under Bernie. And they're trying to lump it and say that the Bernie movement was a direct result of Russian interference. I don't know about you, but being dead serious, I personally did not in any way, shape, or form have any intentions of voting for Hillary. I didn't. I really did not have any intentions whatsoever of voting for Hillary. So what is it that they think they're going to do? I mean, seriously, I mean, when you think of this, it's like, honest to God, you think about what we went through during that whole, event, the primary, et cetera. People's hearts were wrenched out of their guts. I mean, just torn apart. So what I'm going to do partially is to play a funny little clip from this thing called placeboing. And placeboing is actually a really great little site. They do interesting little videos and fun stuff. But I figured this would be fun for us to do because I think that we all need to take a break for a minute, given the fact that these guys are absolutely in no way, shape, or form allowing us to have the kind of reach that we should have. So enjoy this for a minute, and then I'll come right back and finish up the rest of it. So forgive me, folks, because this is downright. It's mean. It's mean, guys. It's so mean. So here we go. Let's go ahead and turn this baby on. And shabang. And we're going to go ahead and hit play.
Look, you came, you saw, you died. We came, we saw, we died. Look, we came, we saw, we died. Look, we came, we saw, we died. It's not a laughing matter. I take it really seriously. vote for me because I'm a woman. One of my parents is I'm a woman. All of these mothers vote for me because I'm a woman. Because I'm a woman. Vote for me because I'm a woman. One of my parents is I'm a woman. All of these mothers vote for me because I'm a woman. Because I'm a woman. A woman running to be the first woman president.
I cannot imagine anyone being more of an outsider than the first woman president.
More of an outsider than a woman president.
Well, I can't think of anything more of an outsider than electing the first woman president.
The woman president of the United States of America.
So there's my little back at you, baby. That right there. I mean, folks, he came, we saw, he died. I mean, this is such an evil woman. Did you have any intent of listening to her every day for 4 years? Okay. I mean, God, we got horrible in Trump, but see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Trump is straight up evil as fuck. But you know what? It's okay to beat the tar out of Trump because Trump is an asshole and we can all unite against that. What would have happened? And this is, I think y'all probably heard this before, but what would have happened if Hillary would have gotten elected? First of all, you already know the centrist Wall Street Dems would have been sitting there drinking their quad shot mocha lattes with their brand new Ray-Bans and their Maybach and everything else. The limousine liberals would be too cheerio, having a good old time, their pork pie hats, cheering for their girl. And it would have been great for them. They'd have gone back to sleep. We'd be bombing the hell out of the rest of the world. And we wouldn't have been able to talk about any of the things that we need to talk about because it would have all been overridden by, well, if Hillary didn't say it, then it's not. It's not okay. Now, I will tell you, and I'm saying this as someone that always gets bludgeoned for telling you the truth. One of the things that's very disturbing right now, the Bernie movement, which I would consider myself to be a part of, even though I'm not, there's nobody running for president. I am running a gamut for bringing attention to issues so that we don't go into this sleepwalking, wait until the last minute to get these issues on the table. That's what we do. We don't go in, sit there and fall in love with candidates. I know I don't. Okay. But we're part of that movement. And what you've got is people right now, right this second in our movement that will not allow you to critique Bernie Sanders at all. I mean, at all. Just because you critique a politician doesn't mean that you're bashing a politician, okay? Just because you critique Hillary Clinton does not mean you're a Russian troll, okay? Just because you critique the fact that the Green Party has a lot of economically illiterate people at the top of their ticket, okay, across the board, doesn't mean that you're bashing the Green Party. You're making a statement of fact. They do not understand economics. Okay? And when you say that the Democratic Party hasn't seen a war, that it's rejected them forever, you're not bashing the Democratic Party. You're telling the fucking truth. You're telling the truth. So why is it that we are afraid to tell the truth? Why is it that people reject us and push us away when we tell the truth? Why is it that if you say, Bernie, why are you putting the Russian hat on right now? Why are you bashing? Why are you sweating this Russian thing? Why is that considered bashing Bernie? See, we do it to ourselves, but this Facebook thing, this Mueller thing, this larger Russian thing, aside from our own tone policing and don't bash Bernie, don't bash Tulsi, don't bash Jill, don't bash the Green Party. You're so mean. Aside from that, in order for us to press forward, and make the kind of change that we need to get past all this shit, It cannot be a partisan movement. First of all, we don't have enough numbers to saunter off into 20 different groups. We just don't. The numbers aren't there. We don't have the numbers of active voting level people to do something like that. The Green Party, let's just say hypothetically that the election machines were so grossly tampered with, which, to be fair, I don't believe they were, okay? But they're so grossly tampered with that the Green Party got 4.9% of the vote, not 1% or less than 1%, but 4.9%, okay? That's still not enough. That's like peeing in the ocean. That's still not enough. We don't win a presidency that way. We don't win anything that way. So while we're doing these strategies to get third parties in there and stuff like that, forget electoral politics altogether. We need to create a movement of people that doesn't care what party you're in, that doesn't give a crap what party you're in, and locks arms together for the things that we know to be true. Because going back, what made Bernie successful back then was not Russian interference, but it was widespread belief that change was coming. It was independents joining up with establishment progressives who had been sick and tired of Democrats steamrolling them movement after movement after movement. I mean, my goodness, do you know how many good, solid progressives are trapped in a bad marriage with the Democratic Party right now? I'm not getting rid of them. They're my friends. I'm going to lock arms with them. Do you know how many people are stuck in a Green Party right now that has old guard people blocking new leaders from rising up and they're stuck in bad thinking? I mean, no joke. They're my friends and I love them, and I'm not pushing the Green Party away. So bam, I've got progressive Democrats, I've got Greens, and I'm not pushing away my independent friends. My Movement for a People's Party friends, my Progressive Independent Party friends. I'm not pushing any of them away. Because we need all of us, regardless of your tribal leanings, your desires to be wrapped into a little bundle so you can be with your team. No. We can't win anything. And if you haven't watched the oppression, the fascism, the overt control of social media, and the way that they are attacking us, if you think you can afford to make a single enemy in this mix, you're crazy. We've got to find people who are on our side, regardless of their stripes, and join with them, not join their party. See, this is why I'm saying, forget electoral politics. We need to work with the DSAs. We need to work with all these different groups, the socialist alternatives, etc. We need to all lock arms. And unfortunately, even in the third-party coalitions, etc., there's a lot of backbiting and a lot of infighting. And I'm not telling you we have to agree on everything. God, folks, let me be real clear here. There's a lot of people out there that do not agree with a lot of things that I say. Now, I'm partial to what I have to say because I really think I put a lot of thought into it, and I think it through. So I'm pretty sure in my mind that I'm close to right, and I'm willing to concede things that I'm not sure of. But the reality is that we, as a movement of people, we all want green energy. We all want healthcare as a right. We all want to see college accessible to everyone, regardless of pay, high or low. We all want to see infrastructure improved. We all want to see Social Security expanded. We all want to see paid family and medical leave. We all want to see a federal job guarantee where everybody that wants a job can have a job, a public option for employment. So there is no more unemployment anymore, not involuntary anyway. We all want to see the 99% thrive. So once you say, well, I'm a Democrat, then the Greens say, oh, screw you, you support a corporatist war party, you're a war mob. And then you see the Democrats and they're like, oh my God, you green people, you friggin' lost the election, you gave us Trump, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Fact of the matter is, it's not the people, it's the parties, it's their leadership, it's their non-elected leaders that drive this shit where it goes. It's up to us, we the people, to be that rogue strain of truth that penetrates every one of them, because we cannot, I'm telling you, we are not strong enough. It's got nothing to do with defeatism. This is all about strategery. Okay? We do not have the numbers to get cute and cloister off to this little group and cloister off to that little group. Okay? When I sit there and I watch small little group, well, we're not going to support them because they support continuing capitalism. No, they don't. They support what they can do now to save lives. As a movement, we've got to look at what is possible in this moment together as a team. Party be damned, and take direct action on a meaningful, sustained campaign. Not these little nickel dime things that drain the energy out of movements. You go out there with your pussy hats on talking about Trump's tax returns. That's a waste of energy. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of resources. And you still haven't seen his tax returns. Nor will you. And you know what? It was a one-off thing. People probably made some money selling shirts and hats, and it was done. Maybe some bands got to play somewhere, but it was done. Nothing meaningful came from that. Our path forward must be sustained campaigns with demands and escalating results if they don't do as we say. Sustained over the long haul, constant and incremental, and we must unite and stop looking at your brothers in the Democratic Party that are still whatever in their duopoly. Stop looking at them as your enemy. They are your friends, and they are progressives, and they are part of the mix. Greens, Democrats, stop looking at the Greens. They're part of our struggle. All of us are. And we must. I'm not telling you to join the Democrats. I'm not telling you to join the Greens. I'm not telling you to join any of them. I'm telling you to join arms with one another. Party be damned. Politician be damned. And go after a new deal collectively. Fight the right fight. Let's save lives now as a movement. And there'll be no more Hillary Clintons. And if they are there, they're going to have so much pressure from a unified, real, new left that's fighting for a second Bill of Rights, that's fighting for real change, that they cannot ignore us. That's my message for you all tonight. I went ahead, this is no joke, after all the trolling I went through, I personally unblocked a ton of people that deserved every ounce of the block they got. But I unblocked a bunch of them tonight. And I did it knowing full well that some of them may be assholes in the future. But I did it because I want to give us a chance of really uniting the tribes. I want to make it so that even people I can't stand wouldn't piss on their head to put out a fire. Even those people, if they have the right sensibilities and they're willing to lock arms and fight, I'm willing to lock arms with them too and let bygones be bygones and focus on the real enemy. Now, I'm hoping that you guys start thinking that way too. Because the tribalism, it's not getting us anywhere. It's not getting us anywhere. You know? It's not getting us anywhere. So, with that, I will have Nick Branya on with me Sunday night. We're going to be talking about the movement, and we're going to be talking about what Movement for People's Party has been up to. I'm also, over the course of time, going to be dealing with several large ticket activists, trying to work through some issues to get them either in Real Progressives to help support us or work with us as partners. We're building a huge coalition too. And our coalition is not within the parties. We support progressives, and we support progressive change, and we support a progressive agenda. And that means we support progressives wherever they are. And I'm asking you guys to consider that stance as a means of moving the ball forward. Don't worry about the parties. Don't worry about any of that. We'll be our own shadow party. We will be our own moment of truth for all them to reckon with. And I think that that right there is the winning strategy. So without further ado, I bid you adieu. Have a great night, everyone, and enjoy.